and don't mind me. I could have slept a little longer, I'm gonna say that. But I decided to make my mug cake, something that's kind of like a treat. But then also my no fuss eggnog latte. I just heat up the milk in the microwave. I know that that's not great, but in a pinch, in a hurry, I'm half asleep and I want something nice and quick. That's what I'm gonna do. Normally I do it in a saucepan, you know, make it old school, but sometimes I'll put it in the microwave, and that's what I did today. And then I just had a pot of coffee. I mixed the coffee in and that's it. Nothing else goes in, no extra sweetener, because the eggnog latte already has enough sweetness, and it gives me a festive little drink that I don't have throughout the year, because this is the only time obviously you can find the vegan eggnog. So yeah, something different. And then the mug cake, I just, of course, on my protein adventures, needing more protein, I decided to just do something really easy. Just the protein little mug cake in the microwave again. Super easy when you're in a pinch and you need to have something. There we go. Again, just fuss free, just because I've been doing a lot of cooking and I just am tired. I just need a break. I'm going to be working a crazy amount of shifts in a row. And I don't even know, like, I'd rather have less days off during Christmas. I don't know why they did that to me. But that's another story. So I'm going to be working a lot of hours, so I really need to rest. Today is going to be Hanukkah dinner. So we're going to be going to that, because our friends invited us. So we're going to be attending that. And then, yeah, after that, I'm just going to chill for the weekend and just lay low, because I have so many shifts coming up, and then working through New Year's and all of that. So just concentrating on just reading and chilling. I have that new book that I'm going to be reading. And technically for us, Christmas is not over until the 6th, until the Epiphany, because that's where the wise men got to baby Jesus. So when I was little growing up, we had like a nativity scene, and then the little wise men were leading up to baby Jesus in the manger. And then on the Epiphany, they got there, they saw Jesus, gave him his gifts. I know this is a very simplistic story. There's probably a lot more, but that's my understanding of it. And then, yeah. And then from there on, like from the 7th onward, Christmas is technically over for us, and we move into the New Year's vibe. But until then, we're still in the Christmas vibe. And yeah, so my tree is going to be up until then, because it never goes down until the Epiphany. And yeah, and then this year Christmas and Hanukkah line up, so we're kind of participating in both, because that's our circle of friends, and it's really, really nice to combine both and to, you know, just be with community and celebrate and just, you know, be light and love basically together. So yeah, that is the plan. So on Christmas Eve, King got his last cookie, and it was a cute Santa cookie. He was super excited. So I gave him his cookie, and his advent calendar was complete, because yes, King gets an advent calendar as well. And then Christmas Eve, I was up at 8 a.m. and I started cooking all the way up until like 3 o'clock, and I made 2 pot pies, the lentil pot pie. I shared the recipe with you guys. If you're interested, go back and watch that video. But that's what I made, and I made homemade gravy. And then I also made a lentil loaf, which turned out really delicious. I'm going to be sharing that recipe with you guys as well, because it's super easy and so nutritious. So I started off by boiling a whole Instant Pot full of potatoes, then I got my gravy going, and then I also made a whole bunch of veggies for the pot pies, as well as the lentil loaf that I made. And then I also made a ton of the lentils, and I had extra that was great for leftovers. So I still have some in the containers in the fridge, and that way it's a quick and easy meal, which I keep saying is really, really important to have those quick and easy things in the fridge. And lentils are a powerhouse of nutrition. So that's a great thing to have inside of the fridge. So for my easy lentil and veggie loaf, I just made some frozen veggies and I just water sauteed them until they were cooked up. And then I used that inside of a processor as well as a whole bunch of lentils. And then I put a lot of seasonings, whatever seasonings of choice that you want to put in. And then I also used some quick oats just to bind everything together. So I will put the complete recipe in the description box, and that way you guys can see the exact measurements for everything. But honestly, it was the easiest thing to pull together. You can make it so quickly, and it will feed so many people because it's super filling and super nutritious, really high in, you know, quality proteins that are going to fill you up and give you lots and lots of nutrition. So I just made this recipe on a whim and it really turned out wonderful. I'm so happy with it. I'm going to be making it very often, and I'm also going to be making it for my mom just because she has some heart issues and she needs some healthy proteins in her diet, and this is a great way. She absolutely loved it, and so that makes me feel really good because I can bring her something like this and it's going to last her for a long time and it'll be really heart healthy. So I just made it in a bunt pan just for presentation purposes. It's really cute to have it like this if you wanted to as well. It kind of looks like a little wreath for Christmas. I thought it was neat. And I put some lingonberry sauce on it just because I really like lingonberry, and I get it at IKEA if you're interested in buying it, or I'm sure you can find it anywhere else. But yeah, super simple, really easy, and it was a really festive meal that everybody loved. So this is the book that I got secondhand at BMV. I just started reading it and so far it's a pretty good read. So this is what I'm going to be doing to chill and relax for the rest of the holidays. Just really taking it easy and just trying to do very little after all of this holiday rush. So after tonight's dinner, I'm definitely going to be really digging into this book and just getting cozy winter vibes indoors, just chilling. So I decided to make a high protein little chocolate chip mug cake just because I need to get more protein in my diet. I know we just keep talking about this, but again, this is another quick and easy way. So I just decided to make a little serving size in a mug, super easy, and I'm just throwing in my protein powder, just 2 tablespoons of that, and then also 3 tablespoons of brown rice flour went in, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and I put in 1 teaspoon, I guess 1 teaspoon, maybe 1.5 teaspoons of the agave syrup because I didn't have pure maple syrup. Pure maple syrup would be my favorite thing to add in, but honestly I find it too sweet putting any sweetener in, so in the future I'm not going to add any sweetener because I think the protein powder sweetens it perfectly and you don't need anything, but you can be the judge of how sweet you want your mug cake to be. But this is a perfect dessert that is actually healthy. I ate it as a breakfast, which maybe is not recommended, but I just needed protein to start the day, and this is what I came up with. So I'm going to share the recipe with you again in the description box. That way you can get the whole recipe and copy it, and you can make it yourself at home. But really quick, really easy. You know, that's how I roll, just fuss-free cooking, and, you know, throw in whatever you have. If you have vegan chocolate chips, throw them in because I think it's nice, you know, doing a chocolate chip version. If you wanted to make it chocolate, you can just put cacao powder in there and make it a chocolate version. Very customizable, and again, super healthy and with very simple ingredients. So I'm not a huge fan of the microwave, and I actually banned it for many years in the house, but then when we moved to this house, they had a microwave. So we started using it, and I never allowed microwaves before, but here we go using it. I don't use it very often. So that makes me feel good. I don't know, I'm just kind of weary about microwaves, but sometimes I'm just being real. I'm going to use it just out of convenience, and this is one of those days. So if you're uncomfortable with a microwave, you could always bake it in the oven. I'm sure at like 325, 350, you could definitely bake this up. You can put it in little ramekins. That is definitely a great option if you don't have a microwave or you choose not to. So this is how it turned out, and I'm just allowing it to cool a little bit because it's super piping hot and you want your cake to set. So don't eat it right away. It's going to be a little bit too gooey. Allow it to sit for a couple of minutes at least, and that way it kind of sets itself. It'll still be warm when you eat it, even if it's like 5 minutes later, because it really holds its heat. But it was super delicious. I really like the consistency, and I hope that you try the recipe as well and enjoy it as much as I do.